Peace, family. This is Brandon B. Dixon.
Should we make a plug to that White Girls thing?
Yeah, we're live actually right now. So I got Steven Contreras here. We're setting up. So give me a second while I'm setting up the the Facebook Live. So got that setting up here in a second. So go ahead and introduce.
Hey guys, I'm Steven Contreras here, geologist here in Houston, Texas, philosopher in my book, trying to learn as much as I can. Hope everyone had a good week so far. Just here at Houston Scottish Rite, about to start filming the show. It should be a good one. Go over a few topics. If anyone has any questions or any topics they'd like us to go over, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Here's Brandon's book, Sales: The Nucleus of Any Profession. Recommend it. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, right? A couple other places.
And just Google Brandon B. Dixon and you could find it.
Right here.
Period. So that's the thing on there. Hold on, we can do Facebook Live as well. So
Can't see it now.
Peace, Facebook. We're here at the the Power of Ownership podcast. So we're going live Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So let me go ahead and set this. So yeah, looking pretty good. So we're live, both channels.
Oh, cool. First time we're
doing
this,
so we getting it popping. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a serial entrepreneur, mortgage broker, published author, community activist, and a 32nd degree Scottish Rite Mason. You tune in the Power of Ownership podcast, where we talk about not only ownership of businesses, intellectual properties, so on and so forth. But we talk about ownership of the mind, body, and soul. So we're bridging the gap. A lot of people say between the woo-woo and the real life. Mm-hmm. My book is out right now, Facebook and YouTube. Sales: The Nucleus of Any Profession, out right now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Get that. Again, this is the side hustle economy. Everybody has side hustles, from Lyft to Uber Eats and catering, babysitting, room sharing, whatever.
Dog walking, right?
Dog walking. If you want to increase your business, you got to learn how to sell. Just having an idea or just having a function of the business is not enough. You want to be ahead of your competition. If you want to go to the top, mm-hmm. You need to learn how to sell.
Yeah.
Period. For those who are first time tuning in, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're right underneath 1,000 subscribers. We need 1,000 to start the live chat and to monetize it. So we're right at 9 something. We're at 9:15 or something to that effect.
And thank you all for joining us.
Right.
First time viewers. Happy you're here.
Right. So if this is your first time, go check out the old ones. Go ahead, leave it on repeat. We have some good content. Again, by us being enlightened beings, we have a lot of knowledge to share. So we're going to give you the keys to success in bits and pieces. Mm-hmm. You just have to take notes, follow the program, and you'll find it. Sometimes it's tongue in cheek. Sometimes I can't give you. You're not going to see a lecture type deal. We're just having a conversation about various topics, but
all coming from the heart. Really, we don't even really write anything down. We kind of just go with it. Right.
Right. So it's almost like having a mentor on both sides of the spectrum, mm-hmm. from the spiritual side and the business side, all in one podcast.
Yeah, it's the balance that you need for everyday life.
Right. So we're going to start the show. We're not going to keep you too long because we have a blood drive to go to and we have a dinner to go to. So we're pretty swamped. So good thing I can see the time now. We used to just freestyle and see how long. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about a couple of topics, but a couple of topics that have been on my mind this week is, number one, it's been struggle. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people adapt and embrace struggle
differently, right?
Right. And they think they need to struggle in order to succeed. Mm-hmm. My thing is this, and I open the floor to Steven. But I like to go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. What do you think about the topic of struggle? How do people overcome adversity into success? Go ahead, then I'll chime in from there.
Okay, so struggle is, in my opinion, why we are here in this plane, this material plane, is to learn how to deal with struggle, right? So
Mhm.
struggle to me is not really a real thing. It's all a lesson, a test. Like we struggle with ourselves, we struggle with what we perceive as what life is, but it's not really struggle. The struggle is only coming from within. So a thing about it is like to be successful, that's on you. That's not on anyone else. Like you have to figure out why you're struggling. How can you get out of the hole of struggle? How can you get rid of that struggle mentality? We're all programmed, right?
Mhm.
To like think we have to struggle, like you said, but
Right.
it's all an illusion. The struggle comes from the struggle within. And once you have mastered how to get rid of that struggle, you start to rise up the ascension of how to be successful, how to own yourself, how to shrug off the struggles and take the lessons of those experiences and make them into better experiences.
Right, right. To kind of piggyback that, you kind of took part of what I was going to say, but let me dive a little bit deeper. I don't know. There's a meme going around. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Where it
Starting
is
from the bottom.
no, where it is. They got this Hispanic kid that's it's a little video, and where he's crying and crying and crying. He's holding onto this rope, and he's halfway in this water, and his mom said, "Stand up," and he starts standing up, and the whole time he could have stood in the water. That's kind of what struggle is. It's that it's this. You got to realize what this is. This is basically we're fractions of the Most High experiencing itself through several different phases
Mhm.
and different frequencies. All of us are different frequencies. Or some people say cells in within the body. Some people say, we're all entities within.
On a shoulder, right?
Right. So, in order for the Most High to experience itself, to be human, there's the two twins. There's the all-knowing, and then there's the all-ignorance. When we come into the physical plane, we wipe our memory clean and we go into all ignorance. Now we have to learn, and or so-called learn or remember what we once knew. And once we remember what we once knew, here goes the experience.
Yep.
You're experiencing it for the first time. So with struggle, it's you yourself wanting to experience this particular feeling, this feeling of overcoming, this feeling of going from something to nothing.
Mhm.
And you want to see how that feels.
That fighting mentality, right?
Right. But this is one of the keys to success. Two ways I'm gonna hit you with this and see if people could follow me. Number one, stand up. If you don't want to struggle anymore, you don't have to.
I think that's a ludicrous song too, right?
Right.
Stand up.
Just go ahead and stand up. You actually make yourself, you programming your subconscious mind, which is actually, in my opinion, greater than the conscious mind because it's always running. So you're programming, you're telling yourself, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that. And so mote it be. So, so again, it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you say, I don't have to do this to be successful, I'm just going to be successful, I'm just going to do this and it's going to blow, then so shall it be. And you concentrate your mind on that, and so shall it be. You're struggling, because you want to struggle.
Yeah.
People lose because they want to lose, believe it or not.
It's all in here.
I'll hit you with another angle. In The Matrix, one of my favorite films,
Excuse me.
when Neo was talking to those gifted kids, and he said that try not to bend the spoon. When the little kid was bending the spoon, he said,
the spoon's not there, right?
try not to bend the spoon because that's impossible. Just recognize the truth.
Mhm.
There is no spoon.
Yeah.
So once you recognize the truth that this is all energy, and we've been programmed to say, hey, this is a laptop, I'm on YouTube, this is a actual book.
That's cool, right?
Right.
Right.
This is all energy that we all can agree that this is what we're going to call this.
Yeah, who named it those words, right?
Right, right.
It's all 1 divided by 1 is always 1, right? Any number divided by itself is 1.
Right. So if this is too heavy for you, let's break it down
Mhm.
simple. Struggle is an act caused by not only environment, but it's yourself that's causing that. You could transcend your struggles by reprogramming your mind.
And just picking it up and tossing it away.
And what I mean by reprogramming your mind is that get asphyxiated on I want to win. Form a game plan on how can I win. Then execute that game plan.
Yeah, step by step. I tell people all the time, if you want to like learn how to be successful, you have to write things down. You have to get those plans. Like, okay, if you have a to-do list, it's like you circle the things that are even most important, right? Circle them, and then go step by step. These are the things I have to get done. And if you follow that kind of mindset, you start to eliminate struggling because you're setting your goals right in front of you.
Right. Well, not only that, it programs the subconscious mind. I don't know, the scene right before that in The Matrix, I don't know, a lot of people that went over a lot of people's head as well. When the Oracle asked Neo, well, let me go ahead and check you out since you're here for me to tell you that you're the one. So she took her hands, you got the gift, kid, but, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not the one. Like, nah, sorry. I don't know what you're waiting on. Maybe next lifetime. But that's what Neo needed to hear in order for him to execute his mission.
Yeah.
So you're kind of waiting for yourself. It's all about yourself. Nobody could tell you that you're the one. You just have to be the one.
You have to choose to accept.
Right. So nobody could tell you what to do. There's no instructions on being successful. You just have to be. If you realize that you are the one, nothing I even could tell you. Really, if you really look at it, this is you talking to yourself.
Aren't we doing that right now? We're looking into a camera, right?
So this is you talking to yourself. And this is exactly what you needed to hear in this moment in time in order to either one, take you to the next level, or you could take it for a grain of salt and just keep living the paradox that you're living in. But either way, you needed to hear this at this particular time, in this particular moment, in order for whatever path you're going to choose. Everything is nothing's coincidental or accidental. Everything is a mathematical equation, all in harmony.
Yeah.
So you got to realize that it's you. You're the one that's crying because that's what you thought. You thought you were going to die. You're the little Hispanic kid that was on the rope crying because you don't realize you could stand up and you're not going to drown.
And it's that you just have to believe in yourself and try not to let anyone influence you, because self-defeat is you. We create that struggle.
Right.
And then what's better than struggling is how to fight out of it, how to start learning how to have that fight or flight mentality, right?
Well, get past that fight or flight mentality. Once the fight or flight mentality is the ego. Once you get out of that and realize that we're all one harmony, then you can start contemplating and seeing and pulling stuff from the other realm, and it gives you clues on how to execute your next move. A lot of people, I'm self-studied. A lot of people wonder how you get this knowledge and all this stuff. Majority I get from the source itself. Books are just a reminder for me. I knew that. I agree with that.
It's like it's that little guy on your shoulder who's
right. It's already in you. You just got to pull it out. That's why they call it a genius. It's already encoded in your genes. You just have to pull it out.
Gene assist.
Right. So genius. They don't call it smartest. They call it genius. So it's already encoded in your genes. Not only in a physical sense, but in an other realm sense. Spirit is a bad word because spirit, if you look at the etymology of spirit, it means breath or alchemic state. So it doesn't mean what we think it means. It's same with God. God means to invoke. So that's I'm probably going too deep for that, right now for our novice audience. But look at words, especially if you're in sales, you got to look at the meaning of words. Look at the etymology of words. Etymology online. Look at the nucleus, where it comes from, where it evolved to.
Yeah, like genius is gene, I-U-S, right? So you have gene, us, I, the source, and then U-S is literally us, the genes from him through us.
Right. And you activate those genes, and it helps you navigate in this particular third density. reality.
Mhm.
And the people they call a genius, they were able to activate those genes and become icons or becoming staples in this particular or immortal
Mhm.
in this particular realm.
Yep.
That's why they call them a genius. Um, I wanted to kind of transition a little bit, and I talked about this on the ape, and I should have released the ape, the all positive energy vlog, and I'll probably be doing that on Instagram here, probably coming after the show. I should have did it before the show to kind of do the promo, but I got caught up with a bunch of calls and stuff like that. But I talked about on the ape fight, and it's almost kind of the opposite of what we're talking about, but it relates. And let me explain why. And when I say fight, I'm not talking about anything negative, not fist fighting or not boxing or anything like that. I'm talking about the fight to make things come into fruition, to bring things into fruition, the fight to overcome adversity. Some people call it the struggle. It's the opposite. It's using that same Kundalini energy to your favor.
Sure.
Does that make sense? So it's the same energy, but instead of defeatist, you're using that energy, that red chakra energy to
boost, give you like a power boost, right?
Right. So it's almost two different, sides of the same sword.
Yeah, it's like that fight. You have to, like you said earlier, you
Right.
can't. If you want something to happen, you have to make it happen, right?
Right.
You have to have that instinct of that fight, and not an animalistic fight,
Right.
like we all see on TV. That spiritual nature of competition. It's more of the fight of within yourself, right? The fight, how to fight to be successful, like, because the world's going to try to bring you down. That's just
Right.
how it is. But you have to keep it up. You have to be able to fight and survive.
Well, this is the thing: is that determination is a better word for it.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a good one.
Determination, the actual
The will.
grit,
Yeah.
the will, the willpower, the gumption.
Mhm.
That's kind of better words for it. Look those words up. Meaning that nothing happens instantaneous. Where we're from, everything was instant. We can snap our fingers and so it be.
Mhm.
But we're in this physical plane, one of the covenants that we're under is that we have to, everything is a process. Everything is a program.
Mhm.
Everything happens in a series of steps. Nothing is instant anymore. In order for me to use the restroom, I have to actually get up. I have to walk to the restroom, have to open the door.
Oh, I just have an app for that now.
Right. There is no relieve myself. So everything's a process. Same thing with business. You have to come up with the idea. You have to research the idea. You have to raise the capital. You have to do this. You have to do that. This is the covenant that we're under. As far as the struggle is different than the fight. The struggle is when I am sitting here spinning my wheels and not seeing success. And a lot of people get caught in that.
And it's like an endless loop, right?
The difference is between a struggle and a fight is that I'm going to break free of that circle and become on the success side.
Mm-hmm.
And how you do that is you, again, first of all, never give up. And you always attack stuff from different angles.
It's almost like there's this ancient tradition back in the old cultures. It's called squaring the circle, right?
Right.
It's like you have the circle, which is the struggle that you're talking about, that endless loop. And then what are you going to do? You're going to draw a line to get out and make that first cut, right?
Correct.
And then you're going to go down this line, and then you're going to make another cut. And then you're actually squaring the circle.
You're changing the polarity of your current situation.
Mm-hmm.
So and you got to learn how to do this in your real life or in your real business. Breaking that cycle of struggle, breaking that generational curse, or should they say, or whatever. That's all. Most of everything is mine. Man is mine, period.
Mm-hmm.
So breaking that particular curse is all in the mental. All you have to do is formulate a game plan, execute that game plan, and it shall be done to you. Never forget that you are Psalms 86 verse.
I'm happy you
right.
reference the Bible too.
Right. So ye are God's children, the Most High God. So in turn, you are many creators. So let's start creating. Get creative and get out of your situation.
And then the book of Ecclesiastes, which was written by King Solomon, is an idea of like you can have whatever you want in this world. He had everything, but he wasn't happy. But as long as you do everything for the Most High,
right.
Usually, but you have to look and see. That's where the struggle comes back into play.
Right.
He'll test you, right? These are all tests and lessons to learn from, and each time that you think you're struggling is actually just a lesson for that fight, and
right.
hopefully you can see out of the loop.
Right, and you'll see the actual greater good.
Uh-huh.
What happens is let's address this before we get out of here. What we've been programmed to become is spooky. We've been programmed to think our outside entity, if it's for us, then it's automatically going to have a red carpet laid out with roses. So all we got to do is we don't have to do anything. It's just going to land in our lap. We become like lottery tickets for success.
And that's how a lot of the celebrities portray the idea.
Right. Like, this is lucky.
They think, oh, I'm just going to be famous just like that, and it's going to happen overnight.
Right.
And a lot of the good celebrities, the celebrities who the Oprah, who had the struggles and the Steve Jobses and like the Seth Rogans, they were almost had nothing, but then they figured it out. Like, oh, I have to do this to make it there,
mm-hmm.
and it's part of the survival. It's part of the journey that we're all trying to get to.
Right. So the thing is that you touched on something that, as far as the test, isn't really a test.
Exactly. And it's
a step. Yeah. Remember I said earlier, when we come into this third density plane, it's all a process. It's part of the process that for some people that you have to do this in order to learn, in order to become stronger, in order to be bigger. The catch is to break out of that particular cycle. Don't think that you have to struggle.
Exactly.
Struggle is going to come, adversity is going to come, but always think yourself out of it.
Yep. Have that higher state of mind.
Right. Always have the higher state of mind. So people that embrace the struggle are always going to struggle. Mm-hmm. People that refuse to accept the struggle and keep on fighting to go to the success side, that's the people that's going to win. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between the top 1% and average Joe.
Yeah.
The average Joe, let's address the elephant in the room. Again, with the people, if God wanted me to have it, I'll have it. That's the mentality of the average Joe. That's why they don't. Anytime something comes into fruition, anytime something comes in their way, they're going to stop because they think some outside force doesn't want them to get there.
It's all here.
So in that sense, you're never going to learn the actual test. You're never going to learn the lesson.
And taking those risks that are crucial.
To overcome that particular obstacle. With overcoming that particular obstacle, there's the lesson. Mm-hmm. And there's your strength to actually get to the next level. People that stop, it's not meant for me, let me go ahead and stop. That mentality is poison.
And it's almost cowardly too,
in
a way.
Right.
Like a coward lives in fear. You can't live in fear.
Right. So with that, you'll be stagnant. You'll be kind of stuck into this particular system. You're stuck into like the humdrum, barely surviving type deal. Mm-hmm. If you want to come onto this side, those obstacles, not only embrace those obstacles, but look past those obstacles. Remember, there is no spoon.
Yeah, there's that.
So
what is
right.
It is what it is.
Right. So overcome that, and then you get to the next level, which is success. Because the door is a lot of times people quit. There's another meme where this guy digging, and he turned around and there was only this much left of dirt before he got to the diamonds and stuff.
Yeah, it's sad when you see something like it's so sad because you can see the potential in a lot of people too. People come up to me like they want to ask questions and they talk to me, and then you give them just a little bit of information, and they just turn it off, They don't want to listen. And sometimes, and it's like what we're trying to do here is to show you that it's okay to like take in ideas that you might think are a little weird or something like that, but it is the steps to be successful. You have to get over the programming that you've been programmed since the beginning.
Well, the whole program is for to have workers, to have people that's underneath. It's almost like the pyramid program.
And it is, and it's okay, and it's totally okay, right?
And again, this podcast is for everybody. This podcast is for a specific type of people that are trying to become in that top 1%, top 5%, that want to be the overachievers, that want to be the creators, that want to be the leaders and the movers and shakers of the next generation. If you're a regular guy and you're simple, they call it Simple
Joe, right?
Simple Joe, this might not be the podcast for you, but at least take, bits and pieces of what we're saying. And, maybe you don't want to go for the gusto. Maybe you just want to live comfortable. You can take bits and pieces of what we're saying, start your rental portfolio, start you some passive income. Yeah. But our audience is a wide range, so if you're with us, if you want to be that next CEO, you want to be the Mark Cuban, you want to be sitting on the Shark Tank, panel, that's who we're talking to.
You want to sit at the seat at the table,
right,
sitting at Congress, making decisions. You want to be an astronaut.
If you want to change your community, period. If you want to be that leader in your community, this is who we're talking to. You got to learn how to fight and learn how to overcome adversity and stop, don't give away your spirituality, but stop blaming it on the outside entity for your faults. It's you that have to make the decision on what you want to become. That outside entity will, again, it's in Luke, knocking, asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, knocking the door should be open unto you. So to say that, oh, this door is shut is ludicrous. That's not what we promise. Anything that we want, we could create, long as we put the effort in to do it. And like I said, don't give up when that first particular adversity comes your way. If you give up, then you didn't learn the lesson. Then number two, you don't you'll never become successful because anything you do is going to have some type of
hardship.
Not really hardship. It doesn't have to be hard. Hardship is a bad word. It has some type of obstacle.
Okay.
That's illusionary in your way.
Like the spoon.
Right, like the spoon, but it's not really a spoon.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Energy.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to, learn how to, and there's several movies like that where, you think there's a dragon and then you really look and it disappears. Mm-hmm. It's all symbolic of, it's not really there. It's really in your head. Yes, they say fear is false evidence appearing real. Yep. So this is the false evidence in your head that you think that you have to struggle. And most people give up because they think a higher being is blocking their progression when that's not what he promised. He promised us anything you want, we can have. So, if it's meant to be, let it be. Nah, if it's meant to be, make it be.
Yeah.
Period.
And then it comes down to asking the question, what do you want?
Right. What do you want? Now, as a caveat to that, and then we're going to go ahead and close it down because we're almost at the 30-minute mark. You can't be 4'9" and say, I want to be a center in an NBA.
Right. I can jump 3 feet.
Right. You can't be, you hate to study and want to be a rocket scientist. Mm-hmm. So there's, the people that believe in that movie, The Secret. Oh, yeah. I think there's limitations to that.
Agree.
I think one of my favorite books is, besides my own, is Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. You have to find out what's your lane, what you're good at. I always, kids, when we were talking at the high school, elementary school the other day, they asked me, how did you write your book? It was real easy for me. I always was good, even at that age, at writing those little journals, daily journals. And I always took that serious, write little stories and stuff like that. So I became good at writing. I could pen a whole script in a couple of days. It's real easy for me. It's comfortable for me. And I'm talented at it. So take what you're talented at, take what's in your genes and capitalize on it and maximize your genes. So, whatever it is, if you're a model, go into fashion, if you're or whatever.
Scientist.
Yeah, scientist. You're real nerdy. Go into something that you got to use your brain. You have a nice speaking voice, like myself. Get into sales or get into public speaking.
I mean, I think I have a good voice.
right. So, I mean, if like Steven's a scientist, get into something that you're good at, then maximize your potential. Don't try to. There's no way you can outthink or use your brain or use your mind. Excuse me. Brain and mind is two separate things, but I can use my mind in this particular third density to be, for lack of a better term, 4 foot tall and be a center in the NBA.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
It's just not, it's not feasible.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm 4 foot tall, I could be,
a
comedian, an actor, whatever else. If I'm real smart and stuff, I could be a CEO or stuff like that. Something that you're real good at. So
if you're charismatic, you can be a lawyer, politician,
whatever.
Right?
So there's all kind of other stuff that you can be. So focus on that, maximize that. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. We're about to head to this dinner. There's a blood drive that we're giving here at 2401 West Belfort. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. Again, now is the mortgage season right now, so that's why I've been swamped and we've been kind of slacking on the content. Everybody's buying mortgages right now. Everybody's buying houses. Go to my website, www.hocmortgage.com. If you want to get your house or rental property, now's the time. I got all kind of programs. A lot of people are taking advantage of the down payment assistance programs that we got available. You don't need stellar credit. I've got somebody right now that's a 584 credit score. You don't need stellar credit. But let me take a look at it. www.hocmortgage.com. Buy a copy of my book, Sales the Nucleus of Any Profession. Again, it's a necessary working tool for today's economy. You got to learn how to sell, got to learn how to market.
Yeah, sell yourself too.
Right. I'm going to let Steven go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Steven Contreras 90. You can find me on Facebook, Steven Contreras. And I think next week, in the middle of the week, we're actually going to have do like a dual show on Google Hangouts.
Right. We got next week coming.
We got Sarah Johnson from Arcane Alchemy, and she's actually a professional tarot card reader. She's a CEO of her own business, instructor, kind of like life coach, like stuff like we do. And so she's going to come in and she's going to do my tarot cards. I love tarot cards. So
right. If you want to get your tarot card read, she might be doing some online. So tune in for that. Stay tuned. And, subscribe.
Yeah, we'll be able to send more information out too.
All right. So stay tuned for that. Again, my social media billionaire loan officer, all one word, on all social medias. Go ahead and send me a DM, subscribe. Actually, we need more people watching the actual show on YouTube. We got more people listening to the show than watching the show. We got to convert some of that. So we big on Apple Podcasts and big on Google Podcasts. We need to transfer the show to visual.
Yeah. And then make sure you hit that like button too.
Correct.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Buy the products. We got more products coming soon. Merchandise coming soon. As we build the show, we're going to get better and better and better. This is just the beginning. So with that, I'm going to say personal responsibility is your only savior. God is a verb. Peace.